What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Cloth Talk podcast. Today, we're talking a whole lot of Black excellence and tennis. So let's get to it. Topic one.
Straight to it.
Topic one. Frances Tiafoe. If you don't know who he is, you should look him up.
Now.
You should look him up.
Look him up, but you should know who he is after this great performance he just put on in the U.S. Open.
Historic run. Maryland, stand up.
Yes, sir.
If you know, you know. Frances Tiafoe had an historic run recently at the U.S. Open. Unfortunately, lost in the semifinals against the 3 seed, but very, very special what he did in the past couple weeks. If you're not into tennis, this might get you into it. So he had Michelle Obama watching his last match. So that's
he brought all the right. He brought all the stars out.
Right.
It was in there witnessing Black excellence. That's the theme of today's episode.
Right. So 24 years old, Black African American tennis player. And just to set the landscape for you guys, American male tennis players haven't really been too hot literally over the last 5-10 years. Our last, you could think of Andy Roddick or John Isner as the last notable American players that made some sort of impact on the game, but I don't think an American has won a Grand Slam in a very long time. It's been over 10 years. So that's kind of the state of American tennis on the men's side. So it's a little bit dismal. So the fact that Frances has done so well at the U.S. Open this past week, 2 weeks, is very incredible and is noteworthy.
And I think the fact that he's a Black man,
right,
it makes it that much better.
Exactly. That's what we're here for. So notable wins. He played his ass off. He actually beat Nadal. You might know who Nadal is. If not, you might be living under a rock. But Rafa Nadal, literally probably one of the top 5 tennis players of all time. Will go down in the Hall of Fame and be a legend that he currently is. Beat him in the 4th round. And just to give you a stat of how abysmal American tennis has been on the male side, Tiafoe was the first American to beat Rafa Nadal at a Grand Slam since 2005. 2005. It is 2022. So
wait, that says that the first American to beat Nadal.
Yes.
God, he been playing tennis that long?
Yes.
Nadal
has been given Spanish ass whoopings for a very long time.
Yo, it's funny that you said that because I definitely say it in the group chat. We had brought it up. We had brought it up. We were like, yo, there's a black, there's a Black tennis player. Or Memo brought it up. He said, I used to, I played against this dude. If y'all didn't know, Memo was a tennis player back in his heyday. So he said Frances spanked him at one of the tournaments. So he brought it up.
At McDonough.
He had brought it up. It was like, yo, this is crazy. I played against this dude, and we were like, oh shit. And we seen him. He was about to win that match or whatever. Then we saw that he was playing Nadal next, and I was like, oh yeah. I said he about to get. A good old fashioned Spanish ass whipping.
Said it was GG's. I was down there too because Nadal is a hard win. Nadal was what?
Exactly.
Nadal is the second ranked tennis player in the globe. No joke, tennis legend. He doesn't lose often. So
to anyone.
Against all odds, Frances pulled it off, and it was really amazing to see. Even his last match in the semis, it went 5 sets. It went down to the wire. He played his ass off, and it was really good to see.
Now, for those that don't watch tennis, five is the maximum, right? That's sudden death. Whoever wins the 5th set wins the match.
Yes, down to the wire, man. So
best of five, best 3 out of 5 on the men's side, right?
yes, on the women's side, it's best of 3 at a
best
Grand Slam.
Okay.
I think actually at all tournaments.
The more you know, pay attention.
The more you know.
Like excellence. Pay attention to more than football and basketball and all that shit. Yeah. We everywhere.
Expand your palate, man.
We everywhere.
So yeah, just to wrap it up, before we move on to the next topic, Tiafoe was the first African American to make the semifinals at the U.S. Open since 1972, when Arthur Ashe did it.
That deserves a round of applause. Way to go, Francis.
Literally historic.
That's 50 years.
Literally
for y'all that can't do math.
And just to give you a clue who Arthur Ashe is, he's literally a legendary tennis player. The biggest stadium at the U.S. Open is called Arthur Ashe Stadium. So that shows
Francis, basically, Francis is about to get a stadium named after him.
Hey man, he deserves it. If he continues on his trajectory. So kudos to Francis.
For sure. This only the beginning.
If not into tennis, check it out. There's really cool highlights there.
What you say? He's 24, right?
Yes, 24.
So this is only the beginning. He made the semis at 24. So, and Nadal, like you just say, he's been playing since 2005. So that's 17 years. So who knows? Francis could be hella majors, have hella major dubs in 17 years or however long when he's like 40.
Exactly.
So he got a long way to go. Let's get it. Keep it up.
He started on tour, I think, when he was like 18, 19. So he's a prodigy, man. Big things to come.
For sure.
Second topic.
What we got?
Second topic. We got Novak Djokovic. Arguably probably the best tennis player on tour right now. He's definitely my favorite player. When I was watching tennis more avid, I think
another top 5 all time.
It's hard. He's definitely top 5. I think he's definitely top 5. But he has some controversy surrounding him, and it involves getting vaccinated. So Novak is not vaccinated for COVID-19, and there's lots of laws and restrictions in different countries based on this. So he actually cannot play in the U.S. Open because he's not allowed in the country because of his vaccination status. So this brought up an important question, like, at what cost do you make certain decisions? Like, if you're a true champion, if you're a true competitor, a true athlete, you think of Michael Jordan, you think of Kobe, you think of LeBron James, you think of Tom Brady, Serena Williams. Like, at what cost?
Right.
Like, if this was Michael Jordan in 2022 and Michael Jordan needed to get vaccinated in order to compete in the biggest tournaments in tennis, do you think he would do it? Like, what's your opinions on this, man?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. We were talking about this before we started recording. I think he's already won. Like, he's won major tournaments or Grand Slams. I think that's what it's called in tennis. He's won slams. He has the money. So in my opinion, he like, what do I need to get vaccinated for? Like, I don't need to prove nothing to anybody. I'm gonna stay at home and chill, stack my keep stacking my bread.
That's true.
I don't have nothing to prove to y'all. Maybe he's trying to prove a point too. I don't know. But that's really what I think. Like, he don't need it. I don't think he feels he needs to compete anymore because he's already like, I'm one of the best. I won the Grand Slams. I made the money. So what do I need? Like, if I don't want to get vaccinated, then I'm not going to get vaccinated. I feel like if he was still young and like hungry, trying to prove himself or something, then maybe it'd be different. But because he's Novak Djokovic, I don't know. He's probably just like, I'm okay. I don't need to go over there. He don't want to come over here anyway. I don't blame him.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like I don't know. Like when you're in someone else's shoes, it might feel a little bit different. Like I don't know. I don't know what his personal reasons are for not being vaccinated, or
Mm-hmm.
if he has any like other health issues. But I don't know, man. I think if I was like arguably the best athlete or best tennis player at that time, like Novak is in his peak, like competing against Roger Federer and Nadal the past like 10 years, like the past 4 or 5 years has kind of been like the Djokovic show. Like Djokovic has been winning majority of the slams. So
Mm-hmm.
in your peak, at your highest performance, when you're able to win the most Grand Slams and set the most records, now you're dealing with this whole thing. It's like, I don't know. I would just get vaccinated and compete, bro. Like
Yeah, there.
especially right now, especially when, Federer isn't really playing anymore. Nadal is very, very close to retirement. And there's a bunch of like younger players on the tour that are getting their feet under them and trying to get in the top 10, top 20 and be consistent up there. Like he could easily win a lot of these slams. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. I think for me, I think my competitive spirit would just tell me to just get vaccinated and just deal with it.
That's true. Competitive spirit will outweigh everything else. He like, yeah, I'm still trying to be the best.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know though. I mean, I think he was hoping that the rules would change,
Mm-hmm.
which, is a fair point. Like Kyrie Irving, for example, just waited it out and like did not have to get vaccinated. Now he's can play home games and away games, but
Right.
I don't know. It's tricky.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. Like I said, he could just be like, I don't like the US anyway, so what do I need to what do I need to go over there for?
Right, right. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how this unfolds. I don't know what's going to happen in the future if, I guess
Yeah,
when
maybe they'll change maybe we'll change the rules again.
right, like when COVID gets more normalized and it's, just like the everyday flu and that's how people perceive it, maybe there won't be any rules around that anymore, but
Yeah, free to travel and enter and exit the country as you
yeah,
wish. Maybe.
or maybe he'll get vaccinated. We'll see. Actually,
Maybe he'll get bored of sitting at home.
huh.
Like maybe I do want to play tennis.
I see a quote here on the article. It says the U.S. Open tournament director said in a statement, Novak is a great champion. It's unfortunate he won't be able to compete at the 2022 U.S. Open. He's unable to enter the country due to the federal government's vaccination policy for non-U.S. citizens. So I guess that's another thing too. Like if you're a U.S. citizen, I don't think you have the same rules and stipulations, which is another topic, but
Yeah.
we won't get into that now. But he says, we look forward to welcoming Novak back at the 2023 U.S. Open. So maybe he's already good. Maybe he's already good.
Yeah,
Maybe
so why not just let him play in this one?
Right, temporary thing.
Right, like.
But yeah. Let us know what you guys think. Comment down below. If you were in Djokovic's shoes, would you get vaccinated or would you wait it out?
Let us know.
Now, we save the best for last.
You already know. We had to do it.
Jay Nice will do the honors.
We had to do it. So, since we're on the topic of tennis and black excellence, it would be wrong of us, totally, 100%, completely, wholeheartedly, all them fucking adjectives, synonyms, all that, to not mention the GOAT, Serena Williams.
Yes, sir.
The absolute GOAT, who just came to the end of her amazing career. Mm-hmm. She lose? She lost in the quarterfinals, I think, of
something like that. I think like round 3, round 4 in the U.S. Open. She recently announced her retirement, I think early August. And so this is supposedly her last match at a Grand Slam and the end of her career. So it's very, very sad to see, but happy to celebrate her career.
For sure.
And everything that she's done.
Like I said, it would be wrong of us to not give a shout out to the GOAT. She's a GOAT, right? Don't you agree?
I think so. Like her dominance of that sport is unmatched. Like, you know, when we were talking earlier in the pod and I was talking about you know, US tennis, I said specifically men's tennis because on the women's side, the US has been fine.
Oh yeah, completely fine and great hands.
Venus and Serena have been literally dominating tennis in the last like 20 years. So the women's side of tennis for Americans has been amazing to watch. So
and great hands. And before we get into some crazy like statistics, why is that such a hard word? Some crazy stats. We'll just shorten it up. I wanted to say that we need to show our women some more love. Our women, specifically Black women, we need to show them some more love. Like, we got Serena out here doing this crazy stuff in tennis. Go watch the WNBA because we got some ballers out there. It's actually very entertaining. Show our women some love. But anyway, okay. So there's a post on Bleacher Report. We're going to go through some crazy stats. This is how long Serena dominated women's tennis. Oh wait, I'm sorry. It says when Serena won her first U.S. Open match. This is how long it's been. So Steph Curry was 10 years old.
Holy shit.
When Serena won her first U.S. Open match. I'm pretty sure. I feel like she was playing tennis before we were even like born.
I think so. I'm gonna look it up right now.
So Steph Curry was 10 years old. I'm pretty sure he's got to be mid-30s now.
Yes.
Michael Jordan was in his second retirement from the NBA. So y'all know MJ, he retired twice. Wait, was it 3? It might have been 3 times. He was so good at basketball that he could just leave and come back as he pleased. He like, I'm gonna go play baseball.
Right. It was at least 2 times.
Yeah.
At least 2 times. That was crazy.
MJ was in his second retirement from the NBA. Tom Brady had thrown no touchdowns at Michigan. So Tom Brady was still in college, not even playing when Serena won her first U.S. Open match. And now look at Tom Brady. What, 6 rings, 7 rings, however many?
Yes.
Tom Brady is like 45.
That's insane.
No touchdowns at Michigan. What's next? LeBron James had not even made his high school debut.
That's crazy.
And LeBron is 36, as Mark Phillips would say. He's 36. Soon to be 37. Still going hard. Crazy. Greg Popovich, one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest NBA coach of all time, was 106 on the all-time wins list. Now he's number 1.
Man, that's insane. The Spurs have won a lot of games.
A lot of championships. Sue Bird, like one of the greatest WNBA players of all time, was a freshman at University of Connecticut. Sue Bird is now officially retired. She just played her last WNBA game like earlier this week, or whenever, earlier. I think it was earlier this week. So imagine that. Sue Bird was a freshman at UConn. She just retired from the WNBA after like 20 years. Tim Duncan was the NBA Rookie of the Year. And Tim Duncan has been retired for like 5 seasons now.
Yeah. Yeah, she's outlasted all of these people except for Brady. But Brady wasn't even in the NFL at that time. So
no, it's crazy. No touchdowns at Michigan. And then last but not least, Stone Cold Steve Austin was the WWF champion. That was The Rock.
I'm just gonna sign off here.
No, we'll pretend that didn't happen.
You can continue on the podcast.
Oh man, he just did the Rock for Stone Cold. I wish I had a beer can because I would smash it on my head. That's Stone Cold. Stone Cold was the WWF champion when Serena won her first U.S. Open match.
Crazy. It's a historic run, man. It's a historic run. Decades of dominance. So I looked it up. Mm-hmm. She started, I think, as a teenager. Mm-hmm. I want to say 15, 16. Started 15, 16 around like 96, 97. That's when she first started playing in the tour, which is insane. Like,
yo, that's a long. Yo, we were born in 96.
I was playing Halo at that time. Like, I wasn't thinking about.
Bro, it's just different. It's different. Yeah, we were like definitely at 14 or 15 or 16, definitely in the crib, just playing the game until my eyes bled.
Picking my boogers, being
something,
a
bro.
Kid. But yeah, it's insane, man. It's insane. So shout out to Serena. Still one of the most amazing athletes we've seen in our lifetimes.
When you say GOAT, she's the GOAT. I would say that she is the GOAT of tennis, right? Man or woman. Number one overall, man or woman. She's just the number one greatest of all time tennis player. Thoughts? There is a wrong answer, so make sure you get it right. Make sure you get it right.
It's definitely a tough decision and hard conversation. I don't know. That's my final answer is I don't know, because you have to really sit there and look at the careers of Federer and Nadal. Mm-hmm. But she's literally in the conversation. Like, she has to be in the conversation. If she's not in the conversation, then it's not a valid conversation. Like, that's definitely fair.
That's fair. That's coming from the tennis fan, the tennis player. So
right. And one important thing too that we were touching on earlier is just like, her impact on sports and everything, but her impact on the community in general. Like, there's a lot to be said about representation. And, tennis historically has been dominated by Caucasian players, a lot of European players as well. So, the inspiration that came from seeing Serena play, not only as a Black male, but as a Black athlete, was definitely inspiring growing up. And I know to a lot of people, she was like literally groundbreaking and foundational to people's aspirations and decisions. So representation matters, and we can't thank her enough for everything that she's done. It's like unquantifiable. So
facts. I'm glad you said that. It goes to show that you can do anything that you put your mind to. If you want to go be a fucking, I don't even know, a skier, go ski or go row, go snow tube, go do some water sports,
some bobsledding,
something. Yo, whatever you want to do, you could do it. Mm-hmm. Like Memo said, representation matters. Like, don't think because it's it's dominated, it's like a Caucasian dominated sport or whatever. Don't think that you can't go and change the game, change the world.
Exactly.
Go do it. That's what Serena did.
The world is your oyster, man. And go check out that movie too. There is a movie about the Williams sisters with Will Smith.
King Richard.
Yeah, King Richard.
I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
I need to watch it.
It talks about how they grew up and how they got their start. So if you want to learn more about Serena and more about tennis in general, definitely check that out. It's a really good movie.
My dad said that might be entering his top 5 movies of all time. He said he keeps watching it.
Yes.
And he keeps crying.
Yes.
My dad said he'd be crying at movies. Crying at movies now. King Richard is one of them.
Hey, real men cry, man. Real men cry.
Yeah. No arguments here.
But yeah.
We had to go out, we had to go out with a bang. Shout out to Serena. Shout out to Frances. Shout out to Novak. He'll get it. He'll figure it out. Representation matters. The whole theme of this episode was Black excellence. And with that, I think that's going to conclude another episode of the Club Talk podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.